I've had this list of 5 games ready to go for a while, but somebody just can't stop playing Tears of the Kingdom. What, me? Look, I get it, but they need both of our brains to make this whole thing work. Yeah, well, maybe if you spent less time in there, that wouldn't have happened. Fine, you do that, and I will tell the people about these 5 games that we've been just sitting on. I just found a shrine, and you're in there. So? The first game on our list is Gravity Circuit. Now, if you like Mega Man, you're gonna like this game because it's basically Mega Man, but with punching. Okay, so that game's like Mega Man. Zelda came out right around the same time that Mega Man did. That's not how it works. They just came out at the same time. It's not like they're the same game because of that. Anyway, in Gravity Circuit, you play as a character named Kai who has a moveset that you'll customize as you make your way through the game. You're gonna unlock way more moves and special abilities than you can have equipped at one time. Pretty early on, you're gonna start to develop a playstyle that works for you. And this game's got a grappling hook that you can use for platforming or combat, and I don't care how bad a game is, a grappling hook does make it that much better. See, here we go. We've got some games that aren't Tears of the Kingdom that are worth playing. And the next game on this list is one we've talked about before. It's called Circuit Superstars, but this is the Top Gear, the Stig Challenge DLC. This is just like a racing game. There's vehicles in Zelda now, for some reason. If saying that Zelda is a racing game helps you feel better, then that's fine with me. But the Stig Challenge DLC actually makes Circuit Superstars way more than a racing game. I'm not very familiar with Top Gear, I have to be honest, but I do know that they do weird things with cars like obstacle courses and crazy experiments, and the Stig Challenge is in that light. This DLC adds a lot of new cars that have a bunch of wonky physics, and it also adds a bunch of new courses that are obstacle courses. They're basically skate parks for F1 Formula racers. And there's a leaderboard that is very competitive, so instead I recommend you compete against yourself with your own lap times. That's what I was doing, because some of those times on that leaderboard are fast. And thank you to Square Enix for the code for the DLC for Circuit Superstars. I did already own the game on my own, so I knew that this would be fun to talk about. You know what Zelda isn't? It's not a horror game. Tears of the Kingdom's scary. There's the gloom spawn, and then there's the depths. Come on. It's horror. It's real horror. Scary. You know what? I'm not going to argue with that one because the depths are scary and gloom spawns make me run away in real life. But a good horror game that isn't Zelda is one called Homebody. I found this game to be really interesting for a few reasons. First reason is kind of superficial. The game controls and looks like a PlayStation 1 horror game, like Resident Evil but without weapons. There's something weird and creepy about that low polygon, weird angle, awkward controls, all that combined. Maybe it's nostalgia, but regardless, I find it kind of creepy. But the real reason Homebody is interesting, and I don't want to get too spoilery here, is that the game tackles a lot of important subjects regarding mental health and awkwardness, all of these things that you wouldn't otherwise see in a game like this. It may sound like I'm underselling it, but this is a huge part of the game. The interactions and conversations between these characters are way more real than what you would find in a horror video game or a horror movie. And that believability makes the entire scenario much more scary. UnMetal is the naked gun of stealth espionage action games. Nothing you want to add to this one? There's stealth in Zelda, so why not just play Zelda? No? Okay, no, I think we've lost him for a bit. UnMetal is a parody of not only the actual game Metal Gear on the Nintendo Entertainment System, but also a parody of the entire Metal Gear series. For some reason, I was surprised that this game had voiceovers, but they really do fit well in this game's narrative. You play as a reluctant action hero named Jesse Fox who was arrested for a crime he didn't commit. And the game is told from the perspective of future Jesse Fox telling the tale of his adventures. You wind up controlling the narrative here and there because of this. One good example is Jesse saying how many guards there are in the area that he's in, but in the game, you're choosing how many there are, thusly affecting how many guards are in front of you.
2 guards on the night shift.
They always say never to let the truth get in the way of a good story, but I think Jesse Fox took it a bit too far. UnMetal is meant to make you laugh, but it's also fun to play. Boss fights are actually thought out, and the stealth scenarios that you find yourself in aren't completely challenging, but they do make you think. So far, my favorite boss fight involves a helicopter that drops shipping containers on the area that you're running around. Essentially, what you need to do is watch where those shipping containers fall and make sure they don't crush you, but also make sure that there's room on the battlefield for you after they fall. I thought this was a really smart boss fight. It's very simple. It affects the area that you can run around in, as well as having to fight a helicopter. So amidst all the jokes and funny ha-has, UnMetal's actually a pretty solid game as well. So do you like Zelda? I mean, you know, this game is Zelda, but it has a fox. Actually, that one doesn't look much like Zelda at all. I just said that it's like Zelda, so like we can play this game while having it be like Zelda. I mean, the main character is a fox. Link's a Hylian. Something's wrong over there. We'll figure that out later. Tunic is a huge callback to the original Zelda on the Nintendo Entertainment System. If you know anything about old school physical copies of games, it's that they came with some of the best instruction manuals that had great art for the game, and it really helped you flesh out what the game was outside of all the pixels. I would argue that the instruction booklet from the NES Zelda inspired the entire series. But we're here to talk about Tunic, and why am I talking about instruction booklets? That's because this game has a digital instruction booklet that you need to use to get through it. As you progress through the game, you unlock more of the instruction booklet, which teaches you more about the game as you experience it. And if you buy the physical copy of Tunic from Fangamer like I did, if you know anything about me, it's that I really like a good physical copy of a game, and in this edition, you actually get the instruction manual that I've been talking about the whole time. So if you want to have this really organic experience, you can play Tunic on your Switch or whatever you buy it for, buy the physical copy, and then have the instruction manual in the game next to you while you're playing it. I think that's a really cool way to experience Tunic. The enemies require you to be really patient, so if you rush into a fight, you're gonna die and you're gonna lose all your coins and have to go back and get them. Of course, if you die on the way to getting your coins, then those coins are lost forever. So there's a bit of that NES challenge there in the modern era, as well as harkening back to a day where instruction manuals mattered. And there it is, 5 games that aren't Tears of the Kingdom for me to play, because if I'm being honest, I'm just trying to convince myself to play something else just for a day. As always, let me know in the comments what games you pick up, what games you've been playing that aren't Tears of the Kingdom. If you like this video, make sure you like it down below, and if you really liked it and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed, make sure notifications are on just so you'll see the upload when it goes up. We're going to start streaming again here soon, so notifications are very important for that. We're going to be playing Control because you voted for it. I'm excited for that game. It's about a week long. It's one of those games that people have been telling me to play forever. Now you've told me to play it, and I will do that. If you wind up missing a stream, that's okay. They go up on my channel as videos go up, so if you want to see my entire playthrough of Jedi Survivor... So are you done in there? Because this is not easy with only half a brain. Yeah, I'm done. I just wanted to say goodbye to the people. They watched the video this long. I think that's pretty nice. Some people just don't have any patience. I'll see you in the next video. Are you stuck on that shine or what? I mean, I can probably help you with it right now. No, I shut the